no way. There's no way. It's way too much damage. Stop him with the block! He fell charged him!
Oh, and he found
wow.
Wow.
Oh,
What? He gets out!
Somewhere there's a covert muffin just applauding this scene.
Holy crap.
Oh man, this is gonna come down to execution in the final escape, isn't it?
Sure is.
Every scene
Our
does.
favorite phrase.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest Randomizer Tournament 2021. We are here to you today bringing you a lower bracket match in round 1, featuring Mattermonkey versus Oshi. I am Turtle, one of your commentators today, and I am joined by the lovely Shafe. Hey man, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. This should be a good match. Unfortunately, one of these runners' tournament is going to be over today. They're down in the lower bracket, as you mentioned, unfortunately, losing their upper bracket matches. So they're going to be in tight. Had a chance to talk to the runners before the match. Oshi said he doesn't really plan on playing very differently for this. Just doesn't want to get randoed. Wants to play aggressive, rush trees, and that sort of thing. Mattermonkey kind of the same way. His goal was to win 2 and lose 2, so being down here in the lowers bracket has put him on the bubble in terms of achieving that goal. Definitely wants to take this win and move on. Feels that it's going to be pretty disappointing if he gets 0-2'd here. He's going to play it the same as he usually does. Hopefully, he says that he's going to think a little bit better and make good routing decisions, but and being quite frank with me, has said that he does not have terribly high hopes for this match. The winner will go on to face one of either Gimmich or the loser of Banished Cloud versus Trojan. You can see both runners are going to be playing on KBM. Oshi has run Borderlands 2, has learned Bastion and Sheepo, but hasn't done a whole lot of runs of either. Mattermonkey has done Dust Force, Celeste, and Opus Magnum. Oshi's best record is against Wilson in the 2018 All Skills Tournament and is a big fan of board games. And Turtle, in case we have any new viewers here that have not yet seen what Ori and the Blind Forest or the Randomizers, you want to give a quick rundown?
Yeah, for sure. Ori and the Blind Forest is a Metroidvania, so a 2D platformer that features a lot of elements of exploration, as well as areas that are locked behind certain skills. And the Randomizer is an item randomizer, meaning that every pickup in the game has been shuffled around. The runners don't know what they will be, and we don't know what they will be until they get them. That includes experience, keystones, life and energy, as well as the skills that our runners will be using to progress through the world.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to be playing on the Forest Trees mode, which means that the runners have to go and visit all the vanilla skill tree locations, including one feather, and clues, which means that every third tree that the runner collects, they will get clues to the location for one of the 3 dungeons that are present in this game: the Ginzo Tree, Forlorn Ruins, or Mount Horu. Had to peel our eyes away from a rather entertaining match over on SpeedGaming 1 between a couple of very talented runners. Hopefully, a person who died and Fupio are putting on a good show for you over there. You've got 2 monitors watching both of these. Absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, we're going to get a good one here. Of course, both runners playing on KBM. Not going to see a whole lot in the way of execution differences related to the input method, so that is good. And I want to give you a reminder about some upcoming matches. We have one more for you today after this one at 7 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be Gramilios versus Avenged, and we'll also give you the laydown for the rest of the weekend at the close of this broadcast. So here we are, getting started. Oshi is spamming good luck on your rando. The Mattermonkey choosing not to. They have both successfully skipped the prologue, the most important part of playing the video game. Now they're going to be moving off to the left. There are 4 randomized pickups ahead of them that are going to be available to them to get. The first one here being a Mapstone. The energy cell that they're going to be coming up on is vanilla, and that is because not being able to save your game is pretty awful. And then they're going to get one more pickup here under Sign and collect Sign herself, which is your basic attack ability in the game. Is there anything that you want to see here, Turtle. We were watching, as I said, Fupio versus the person who died, and they ended up having just wall interaction and blue break for the longest time. And Oshi with the accidental altar.
It is possible to play the randomizer without picking up sign. It means you lose your primary form of damage. It's a hilarious meme. I love doing it. But in a tournament like this, that might not be the fastest option.
Yeah, so Oshi's going to have to walk back here. That's an unfortunate time loss. It happens, you know, race nerves. It is what it is. Yeah, you're going to come back here and collect sign. I'm going to give Mattermonkey probably around 30 seconds of a lead here, as this cutscene does take a fair bit of time to play out. You saw the Alt-R there. That is a return to start keybind. We will be referring to it as Alt-R, and that's placed in there just to prevent soft locks and also for the purposes of going fast. Worth noting on that, however, Turtle, is we do get charge jump here as a start. Nice to have a power skill. Is that unlike other games like Link to the Past or Hollow Knight, when you pick up something, you don't keep it unless you place a save, and that's going to be important for the runners to keep in mind as they go through here.
Yeah, some of the pickups that have very long checks, you might see our runners save scum them, which just means to save beforehand, go check the pickup, and then if it's nothing, they can just die or exit in the game, and it'll reload them at their save in a more convenient point. They won't keep the pickup, but it can be a very quick way to just check what a pickup may be.
Yeah, so she's going to be picking up his charge jump and heading off to the right to check this. It's a keystone. Force Blackroot is going to be the manner of progression so far. You do need 2 keystones to get through the Glade's entrance door there. There's the Valley Teleporter in addition to the Sorrow Teleporter. So both of the central ways that the runners will be looking to get left side access are in play. Could be in for a fast seed here, especially if they find Climb. That's going to be really fast access to the charge jump tree up in Sorrow Pass. And you're going to see Mattermonkey actually take the top route here rather than jumping down to the lower platform. Wanted to break the energy crystal there, I think, and then collect it on his way back. In the meantime, Oshi is going up to check this pickup at the start. Again, that's the Valley Teleporter. And this is a little auto-scroller section of BRB. Charge Jump does accelerate this just a little bit, but you are intended to carry this orb around to light up various platforms, giving them collision so you can stand on them. It turns out if you drop the orb, it will follow you around Blackroot, and so we utilize that in order to speed things up a little bit here. Mattermonkey dropped him down into the spikes there for a damage boost ramp. And unfortunately does take a death, but is reset not too far back. Going to give Oshi a little bit of time to catch up here. As you see him, he's going to Alt-R back to start and take a more traditional path back into Blackroot.
Yeah, and this is a fairly linear start. Those 2 teleporters, Valley and Sorrow, will come into play as soon as the runners get a couple more skills. But with only Charge Jump, there's not a lot they can do right now but go through Blackroot. And that's what we are seeing both of them do. Mattermonkey is almost to the dash tree right now, and Oshi is quickly catching up, about to light the lantern that will give him access to the same room.
Ooh, Oshi getting sniped by the slime shot there. Does wait and charge jump up. Perfect time to get the orb to light the lantern. Mattermonkey still probably in the neighborhood of roughly 30 seconds or so ahead. Is going to watch this pedestal come out of the ground and then place an orb in front of that. And we're going to get our second instances of Save Anywhere. This is where we open up the ability menu and we trick the game into thinking that we have closed it when we have not. That allows us to gain control of Ori in behind it. And then when we level up a skill on that ability tree that you saw popped up there on Mattermonkey's side, it saves the game, and we use that primarily to skip cutscenes, but there are a bunch of other tricks that will come up, quite probably, that we'll talk about when we get to them. But effectively, when we start a cutscene, the game considers it to have already been watched, and that's what allows us to save and reload it and skip it. Mattermonkey going for the check behind these crushers, easy enough to get up onto them with the charge jump, dropping down to the mapstone. 18 experience, low value, could be an indicator of an early dash, or it could just be that that is 18 experience that has somehow been placed late in the logic.
Yep. And now with that dash tree gotten, there are only, I think, 2 more pickups left in logic. Matt is going to check one right here. It's just an ability cell, so that only leaves the pickup that's right in front of the boulder escape that both of our runners will be checking eventually. It looks like Matter is going there right now. Oshi is going to check that ability cell that we just saw Matter grab, and then he will also be on his way down towards lower Blackroot.
Yeah, in all likelihood, this is going to be a keystone. Could be a teleporter as well, but given that they already have one keystone in pocket, I am expecting this to be a keystone and give them access into left glades. Eyes on the left side of your screen as Mattermonkey is collecting energy. No, it is a grotto teleporter. Okay.
Expect
so
the unexpected.
Yeah, so that's kind of nice. That's very quick right side access for the runners. They aren't going to need blue break in order to take sort of the vanilla intended path above charge flame tree. Nice quick access to a very dense area of checks. Very nice to see that. A lot of the time you'll see the grotto teleporter in grotto and you just kind of meme about it a little bit, but very nice to get it here. Now, options for Mattermonkey are present. It does find a keystone here at the Blackroot health cell, enabling him to either go to grotto or take this keystone over into left glades.
However, left glades is currently out of logic. It probably won't be for very long, as they only require a single pickup that is a keystone in order to get access to that area, and there are quite a few pickups that they do have access to in logic in the grotto area. Both runners putting in a mapstone very quickly here. Those are very important if progression does end up being on one of them, that they keep all those mapstones turned in. So we'll see what happens with the rest of the mapstones, but the first mapstone so far not paying many results.
Yeah, Altar from Mattermonkey and Oshi as well, actually, as Oshi has caught up a lot of ground, was approximately 15 seconds behind entering that boulder chase sequence, and is now right on Mattermonkey's tail. Both of them opting to go into left glades, also a very dense series of checks. Fairly heads up as far as I'm concerned, because there are some checks that are in grotto that are locked behind a blue break, that being charge flame or grenade. We have placed pickups on the plants. Normally they just give you experience in the base game, and a second mapstone here from Mattermonkey as well. The first one was not a whole lot, just some experience, but the second energy always nice to find here in the early going as well.
Yes. And we also did see Oshi using a trick that we like to call fake flippers after The Legend of Zelda, where they have a trick of the same name, to check an underwater pickup using a damage boost. Normally that is out of logic, but if the runners find something important there or are able to check and see that it's a lot of EXP, they can often discern about the placement of clean water from just that pickup.
Yeah, and you'll kind of just keep that in mind as the runners are progressing throughout here. They are going to keep an eye on all those experience files. They can be bait. Like I said, it's just that the higher, like deeper logic will place experience, higher values of experience, generally speaking, but it is in a range. It isn't just like, 2 to 250. It's from 1 to 250. So it could be meaningless, it could be meaningful, but definitely something that the runners might keep in mind if they do want to chase something like clean water or dash, if that's what their expectation is. Just resources, mostly experience here in glades. Still on the 1 keystone remaining, energy regeneration 2, very nice. Always nice to come down here to wall jump and be able to check that pickup without having to worry about progression being a backtrack into this area very late on. Second tree for both of the runners and just more experience. So we will be waiting for them to get their third tree here, as we alluded to early in the broadcast, for that first clue of access with the grotto teleporter. If they find wall interaction and the water vein, that will put the Ginzo tree in logic from that location. And it looks like both runners here are going to be forced to go into grotto.
Yeah, we haven't seen any divergence yet, but that just shows that our runners are both very skilled at reading the randomizer, checking areas that they know they'll be able to collect all the pickups in, and they're basically neck and neck, following each other's tails around as they keep searching for whatever the next progression item will end up being.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that they can check up here, just a keystone. They could potentially do another save and error trick called Zombie Warrior to go check the pickup that's over to the left of the teleporter. Neither runner is opting to do that, and that's fair enough. Little cutscene that plays out here. Will we see Oshi or Matter drop directly down into Grotto? Looks like both of them want to head to Death Gauntlet first. Definitely looking for some wall interaction so that they can check some more pickups that are located behind some verticality and wall interaction down in Lower Grotto. Oshi now taking a very slight lead over Mattermonkey, as Matter was having a little bit of trouble getting over those brambles. They're going to be luring this Frankie here to drop down and stomp the floor for them so that they can check that underwater pickup. Again, underwater pickups out of logic if they are directly underwater, but swimming to a pickup through water. Poison water is in logic up to a total of 3 damage. Thanks, Sigma, for the 1 experience here at Death Gauntlet. 94 down in the poison swim. And again, just experience values here for the runners. They do have 2 keystones now, and glide. Okay, glide's kind of a nice little quality of life thing. Alt R from Oshi, interestingly enough. Let's see what Mattermonkey does on the left side.
Yeah, that glide will be especially important, considering that our runners both have the Sorrow teleporter. That area is fairly dense, and with glide and that teleporter, pretty much all of it is accessible. As soon as they can break walls, that is.
So I think what ended up happening there is that Oshi wanted to spam the glide pickup, yeah, because you can see it spamming on a screen now, and turns out on a keyboard, R and T are next to each other, and accidentally swiped Alt R at the same time as Alt T. So with glide, he does want to, by the looks, go over this little bit of spikes here and checking one pickup that is behind it. Does not have regroup, so actually placing that save is not going to help him out a whole lot. Does get 1 health from the slime, but it's not enough. Does not have health regen to buffer that up any further. He's going to go for another attempt at here, but it's a very, very difficult jump to make without damage boosting it, and he does opt to get out of that. Now, we did see on the left side, in the meantime, blue break access for Mattermonkey. That is 2/3 of the Triforce of grenade jumps as he picks up grenade.
Yeah, blue breakage will be a huge relief to our runners. Matter as he finds it, and now Oshi finds it as well. There are quite a few blue plants down in this grotto area that would be otherwise orphaned pickups, but finding that grenade will allow them to break all of those blue plants as well as other blue walls to get access to different parts of the game.
Ooh, Mattermonkey accidentally taking a dip into the spikes there. We'll just charge jump over quickly. Did have the save placed fairly close. Is probably going to drop another save here, and I imagine check the map stone down below. There is a micro ledge here. Very nice knowledge for Mattermonkey. Only takes 1 try at it though, and then does drop down to check out this map stone. It is a keystone. Keystones are starting to pile up a little bit. Mattermonkey currently on 5, as Oshi is on 4. Oshi does take a drop into the spikes as well. That one intentional. Just wanted to get a quick respawn to go and check a couple pickups here. Does have an opportunity to perform another sequence break called Rock Slide and check the pickups down here in the Grotto Vault, and will not. He'll back up, and he's going to be chasing Mattermonkey now as well over to the double jump tree, and we will get our first dungeon clue here shortly on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, and you can see both runners not having wall interaction, which is usually the first thing you get in this game, is proving to be a little bit difficult. They're still managing to find a lot of pickups and quickly getting around through use of respawns to death, but it's locking them, like we just saw on Oshi's screen, out of just a couple pickups. And that can be a little bit frustrating when you know you have to orphan the pickups because you don't have wall jump or climb.
Yeah, Oshi was going for that micro ledge for the energy cell there. It is a bit tough to get. That energy cell that he was pushing for, though, is in logic by going through the crushes and charge jumping over the top. So while it's faster to get the micro ledge if you can do it in 1 or 2 tries, definitely something that Oshi is aware doesn't want to spend a whole lot of time on. Mattermonkey, having finished that area, again, did miss the energy cell, though, as well as the mini-boss here, which did not have anything worthwhile. We did get our first clue. The Gumon seal is in Mount Horu, so highly unlikely that the runners will be needing to go over down to Forlorn, unless, of course, you know, the Sunstone is somewhere nearby, and then they have to go there, which would suck. Still no wall interaction. There is blue break here. Mattermonkey is now in Spirit Caverns. These are new checks that we have not seen from either runner. They do not have keystones to come here at the time. Just resources piling on and piling on. Still nothing in the wave skills. More experience. It is the experience glades, it appears. Wow. Seriously.
Yeah. We just need a couple more skills, and then with the teleporters that our runners have, they will gain access to quite a lot. They just need to find 1 or 2 more skills, which are just hidden somewhere. Hopefully somewhere close by, but we'll have to see where it ends up being.
I did not see actually whether Oshi went to go check that energy cell or not. Could be progression there. Nope, just kidding. It's grenade jumps for Mattermonkey. Left side does go towards the sea flame tree, finds the progression, and that is mammoth for Mattermonkey. He's got a whole lot of horizontal speed at his fingertips now.
Yeah, absolutely. That also is wall interaction, and that also lets him break floors. That 1 climb pickup just gained him access to so much of the map. So So we'll have to see. He instantly alt-Rs, looking probably to go for the teleporter, possibly into Valley, possibly into Sorrow. He can do either. He can do so much right now.
Yeah, like a lot of the map, that's a very good point, Turtle, is open with those left side teleporters. The climb charge jump is your logical access into Sorrow Pass with the Sorrow TP, as well as having access now with floor breakage to go to the stump tree. Mattermonkey can basically just rush trees here now and kind of look for progression on the way, and if he doesn't find it, go ahead and then backtrack for digging if he so desires. If he considers this to be go mode, which some runners definitely would, like, he's in a pretty good position here. And Oshi's going to be trailing on his tail in the meantime. Doing the Spirit Caverns checks will be interesting to see whether Oshi drops back down to go to Sea Flame or opts to make another decision. Not really a whole lot without wall interaction available to him. I imagine he'll be following in Mattermonkey's footsteps here very shortly, as Matter is taking the lower access into Stomp Tree and heading on towards his next tree.
Yeah, absolutely. And the left side is open to him, but Mattermonkey instead deciding to just maybe look for some more health, finds another left side teleporter over here in the swamp area. But this area also contains a tree, which means he would have needed to go here anyway. So coming here and getting this tree is required, and he will find more pickups along the way that will also be helpful to him.
Yeah, Oshi picks up his grenade jumps as well. At the Sea Flame tree is going to alt-R. Nice grenade jump. That's what that is on Mattermonkey's side, left side of your screen. That massive vertical and horizontal projection there off the wall. The way that functions is that you charge jump and charge a charge jump off of the wall while climbing, throw a grenade after it, then release your jump, and 1 frame later, and you get all of that. Nice horizontal movement. A little bit of a different decision here by Oshi. Does have grenade and an opportunity to check a few pickups down here. Can grenade jump past the lasers, or zombie has enough AP for it, currently on a count of 6. But he's going to be making progression towards trees as well. More keystones here. In the meantime, for Mattermonkey, will be interesting to see where he goes as the health cells start piling up too. That'll make traversing Sorrow Pass a lot more comfortable for the runners.
Yeah, and we are seeing our first major route divergence. Matter didn't find anything too important over at the Stomp Tree, but if Oshi does manage to find something at Grenade a little bit earlier, that could be a turning point in this race. Although Matter may come here, right as well. So if Oshi does find something, it won't be too long before Matter finds that same pickup and they're back on skill parity.
Yep, this is still in logic by Oshi. Getting past that first laser is definitely accessible to the runners. They do not expect dash to get you past that first laser, but the right side laser and the laser that leads into Grenade Tree proper does require dash. So heads up play by Oshi to recognize that these pickups are in logic. Will sequence break by the looks, just a little bit here, 2 pickups in behind this, and see what is available to him. Interesting to see whether Mattermonkey pushes directly for the tree or does drop down here as well. Could be a bit of a time sink for Oshi, unless he finds something important. Just an ability cell so far, as 1 more pickup available to him. Is going to have to, with this health, either place a save and use the iframes on respawn, or actually grenade jump all the way across, and he looks like he was setting up for the grenade jump. That slime, being a bully, drops him down to 5 HP as Mattermonkey grenade jumps through the laser, climbs up to that ledge, doesn't quite get it. Oshi whips the grenade jump. Will he go for it again? No, he's going to set up and go to the grenade tree as well. Does not want to waste time heading back to that pickup, which he knows is out of logic, and it is a smart play as Stomp is acquired here in the grenade tree area by Mattermonkey. Oshi is picking that up as well. This is the first grenade jump off the wall to come up here towards the cutscene. There is, I believe, 8 ability cells available, for Mattermonkey, and 6 for Oshi. They'll be able to skip this cutscene, which takes, as a matter of fact, evidence submitted, 8 years to watch.
Oh, absolutely. If you come up here without an ability cell, you are hitting yourself in the face because you have to watch a very, very, very long, multi-year cutscene, and you just sit there and wait. It's awful, but our runners are smart enough to be able to bring their ability cells up here with them, skip the cutscene, and are both now at the grenade tree. Matter does still have a tree vantage from going to Stomp Tree earlier. And now all he has left to do is the left side of the map, as well as finding the water vein to get him access into the Ginso tree.
Yeah, and as far as that tree progression goes, again, if you're just joining us, we are playing on the Forced Trees mode. The runners are going to have to go to all 10 skill tree locations before they even have access to the final escape, and so that is a very important note from your end, Turtle, that Mattermonkey has probably a couple minutes lead here on Oshi in terms of that tree progression. Is going to be placing a backup save here at the Valley TP as he's going for a grenade jump to skip this kill plane, but if you miss it, you end up charge jumping into the cutscene, and so you have to reload. So not a bad decision for Mattermonkey, as all opts for the grenade jump directly across the gap, placing him at Misty Entrance, and is going to set up for another grenade jump here on this left wall. Mattermonkey playing with a little bit more confidence in this match, I have to say, so far. Oshi playing pretty well himself, of course, but just a little bit slower on the execution, and going for a couple extra checks that are a bit out of the way. So far, the difference here as we approach the mid-game of this race, and some nice grenade jumping from Mattermonkey. I don't think he's missed a single one here in Valley so far. Charge jumping at the rocks underneath to break them, smashing Curl off the ledge, and he will now watch a cutscene and collect another tree as Wind Restored is acquired for Oshi. Interestingly enough, here on the right side of your screen, he'll be able to glide up into Sorrow from this lower section at the Valley teleporter, if he so desires, utilizing that kill plane skip as well, but dropping down from Sorrow to Valley is probably the intended method of progression here now.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Oshi, that find would have been very, very much important if the runners didn't have Sorrow TP, but as we see Matter abusing, they do have that TP, which brings them very, very close to the charge jump tree. Pretty much does not require them to have glide in any capacity to get down to that tree, just a way to break walls, of which Matter has both.
Yeah, without double jump, it's definitely obnoxious. Like without double jump or glide or air dash or something like that, very difficult to get there. Usually end up having to use zombie or strats depending on which route you take and what other skills are available to you. With grenade jumps, it is possible to get away with only having to damage boost once, technically speaking, but it is very difficult to do so. Mattermonkey thought about going into the Sorrow main area, but his second guessed that decision, double clutches and turns back, and sets up for this climb. Charge jump, very nice, survives. Frog has other ideas and snipes him next to the spikes, resetting Mattermonkey back over towards that right side play. Did not place a save as he dropped down, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time.
What a bully. Meanwhile, on Oshi's side of the screen, we did see him collect Stomp Tree as well, and that means it is his turn now to only have left side to do, as well as the Water Rain, of course. So he will be following right into either Valley or Sorrow behind Matter. He's going to do Sorrow first, it seems. Interesting.
And Mattermonkey has had enough of that Frog who wants to steal his lunch money and has decided he's going to go through the main area. Only 4 keystones in pocket, so has to go to Ginza, which requires another 4 keystones. Will be interesting to see whether or not he sets up for a dupe here so he doesn't have to dig, or if he's going to dig. Fortunate to get another keystone, 2 keystones here actually, so only 2 left to go. Turns out that not duping was indeed the play. Is going to continue doing some checks here in Sorrow, however, as we do know that the Sunstone is here. Mattermonkey, actually, come to think of it, probably just wanted to check that ability cell next to that Frog, and seeing that it wasn't the Sunstone, come back down here as we see Oshi has set up here, grenade jumping into just a little bit of a ledge there, stomping down to get the charge jump tree. Nice little bit of knowledge demonstration there on the right side as we get a bit of a sync here. High five from the runners, both collecting charge jump, as you can see top of the screen there. 8-7 is the tree count in favor of Mattermonkey.
Yep, and Matter's also checked a couple more pickups in Sorrow, which will mean he needs to spend less time looking for the Sunstone in this upper area. Oshi takes a little bit of unfortunate death. Luckily, trees count as saves, so he'll be right back into that area and going through the keystone door to check the same pickups that Matter just did.
Mattermonkey stomping the Frog into oblivion. Oshi has decided to steal some strats. Of course, not actually steal the strats. They aren't watching each other, but, you know. Placing a save there at the door and floating on up. We have seen Matter do these checks already, so he's going to go back to this bridge a little sooner than Oshi will, as he does want to check these and see whether or not the Sunstone is there. They do now have 4 keystones. Oshi taking a couple deaths there. Turns out that these stalactites of sorrowfulness are living up to their name, killing these runners aplenty here as Mattermonkey takes another death. Does break this ceiling from the top, as you saw earlier, allowing them to float up. Does not want to come back to this later. Is going to check the 2 pickups here, a plant and the vanilla sunstone location as well. We'll see whether or not Oshi decides to drop down first. That's just a keystone there in the right side of Dorito Caves. And 6 experience on the plant. Save anywhere set up for Mattermonkey. Expect him to ditch this if it is nothing important.
We do see Oshi head straight down. He is going to skip those couple pickups in the upper area of Sorrow. Those do take a bit of time to check, but as we see Matter doing them right now, if one of them does turn out to be the Sunstone, that could be a huge advantage, as Oshi will have to go all the way back up there at a later time in order to find that very important Sunstone pickup.
Yeah, this is possible for Oshi to check this. Looks like he's setting up for the charge jump ramp off of this wall, as you can see. He's aiming it. Basically, what he wants to do there is let go of climb the moment that he fires off the charge jump, and boom, there you go. Nice boost up to check that and pick up 281 experience. But heads up play by Oshi, knowing that that is available to him as a thing that he could do and not having to orphan that pickup. Nothing at the Sunstone in the meantime for Mattermonkey that has allowed Oshi to gain a lead here as far as the checks in Sorrow go. But remember, Mattermonkey does have the advantage of 1 tree to 8 trees to Oshi's 7. So a little bit of digging here for both runners. Looking for that Sunstone here in Sorrow. Could be located over in Valley proper, which we have, for the purposes of the randomizer, left to be Sorrow Pass, because that is what Moon Studios, the developers of this game, indicated 2 pickups are there at Crow's Perch and the Wilhelm XP. Oshi does get the break here on this wall, checks the health still, it's just a keystone.
And with every pickup we find, the locations that the runners have left to check become fewer and fewer. And with both runners taking slightly unfortunate deaths to frogs and slimes, just enemies and spikes in this area, all doing a lot of damage, as it is one of the last areas in the vanilla game. The tide turns back and forth, and there, the tide very much turns as Oshi finds his Sunstone. That's all he needs, unless Waterbane also happens to be here, but he is going to immediately head out into Valley.
Yeah, Oshi seems to not be wanting to dig for skills a whole lot, or is hoping to find skills on the way to other trees. Is going to check this ability cell here because it's very quick, just 10 XP. Does have the advantage of wind restored as he's dropping down here into Valley, whereupon he will equalize on trees with Mattermonkey the moment he breaks these rocks and watches this cutscene. And this is a late game area, everything here doing a ton of damage as Mattermonkey gets checked into the spikes via the kamikaze slime and takes another death. Will float back up here looking to place a save. Nope, you charge jump into spikes. Turns out that hurts and resets, and is going to go check this health cell now. He is a few pickups away from getting his Sunstone over towards the bottom left area of Sorrow. Does have 2 options available to access that, either via a keystone door or floating off to the left as Oshi did. Mattermonkey dropping down to this ability cell first. And looks like he's leaving. This could be bad for Mattermonkey, unless he's intending to do this as a save scum and then go back to that area up top there. This is definitely an advantage here for Oshi, who's gaining time as he progresses onwards into Misty. Also want to give you an update on the mapstone count. Nothing yet. Last turn-in was an ability cell at 3 out of 9 mapstone turn-ins for Oshi. To Mattermonkey's 2 out of 9. And yep, Oshi is good. He's going to backload this save and continue digging up in Sorrow. Heads up save scum there from Mattermonkey. And ooh, yeah, he took a look at his keystone count and decided he's going to float around as well. Oshi doing some extra digging here in Misty. Of course, does not have the clue to the water main location. Does want to make sure that he doesn't have to do a revisit and come back here if water main ends up being in the first half of Misty. So far, just some experience. You'll notice that the runners actually haven't spent a whole lot in the way of ability points quite yet. Oshi, recognizing that, does level up to a upgraded version of the Soul Link. He will now heal 2 HP for every save, which is very valuable when you're on an energy starved seed such as this. Only 3 energy in pocket for both of the runners.
Yeah, oh boy. And there also on Oshi's screen is the water vein. He won't have to search for that any longer, as all he now needs to do is get this climb tree in Misty, follow it up with the bash tree in the Ginso tree, and at that point, he is ready to go into the final escape.
Yeah, Mattermonkey is going to end up doing that check as well in all likelihood. You can see here he is checking the stomp lock pickup here. at the beginning of Misty, indicating that he is indeed doing the same strategy of checking everything in Misty on the way to the climb tree, which will be the 9th tree for both runners. And Oshi's lead is not all that significant. Health pool is not all that significant for a final escape that's going to prove very difficult for both of these runners. Oshi is flat out skipping checks now. Absolutely does not consider anything else to be of value to him. He knows he can go mode off of this, and he is just crushing trees. Just has the bash tree left to go in Ginzo. Plenty of keystones, won't have to worry about a dupe there. And from here on out, this is basically all execution.
Yep, the runners don't have clean water, so that final damage boost of Poison Swim is going to be a very big concern, especially with the low amount of health they have left. In addition, they don't have Bash, which makes a couple of the rooms very, very easy. So without that, there might be some struggles to get through some of the elemental rooms in the Lantern Room. But our runners can absolutely do it with their current skill set. We'll just see if they have the knowledge and the ability to execute.
Yeah, and worth noting, without Bash or Stomp, the Poison Water Swim, especially if you don't have health regen to give you a little bit of an extra buffer, is extremely difficult to do. Mattermonkey definitely looking to grab at least one more health cell before entering the final escape. Oshi, on 7 health, has a little bit of a better buffer, but not much of one. It is very tight, but it is tight enough to be important. That 1 HP difference could very well end up costing Mattermonkey a lot of time compared to Oshi in the final escape. Of course, depending on their comfort level with the skill set there and the execution. We do see the antagonist of this game, once again, Kuro, flying through here as we watch a bit of a cutscene. They have not, interestingly enough, checked any of these pickups in Grove, Maine, or in the Outer Swamp Loop, as Oshi does get a little bit more experience for another level up, possibly considering checking a couple things just for maybe ultra defense or more health. Definitely not a bad play. Will he pick up this Swamp Teleporter here? Yes. Teleporters do not activate unless you find the pickup somewhere in the game world randomized, or you go to the teleporter itself and then touch it just like that. And now that teleporter is active for Oshi, so that once he is done with Ginzo, he can warp to that and then head on to Mount Horu.
Yeah, our runners just got very, very good movement abilities and teleporters, especially in the early game, that allowed them to skip quite a few pickups, and that will show, especially in their health and their lack of the teleporter, which Oshi does get. Matter is likely to get, although he might skip it and just use the Grove teleporter, which is still fairly quick in order to get to Horu later. As Oshi is making his way into Ginzo, going to make a beeline straight for the Bash tree.
Yeah, without Dash, the difference between grabbing the Swamp Teleporter and then just going from Grotto instead is... it's a difference, but it's kind of negligible in a way, just because of the time that you have to take to push the rock in order to be able to grab the Swamp TP itself. I also do like just a minor note of execution on Oshi's side, as he was looking to set up a grenade jump to the front of Ginzo, whiffed on it, and immediately bailed. He didn't go to set it up again, he just said, okay, nope, that missed, and he continued moving on. Nice play from Oshi, recognizing where his grenade jumps are at currently, and is just continuing to push for trees. We do see him checking a few pickups in here, looking for, again, those extra ability points for health. Worth noting, we just talked about it, but Mattermonkey is not checking pickups and has only 6 HP. This could be a bit of a bad position for Mattermonkey, as he's trailing a little over a minute behind by the Lux.
Yeah, there are quite a few pickups in lower Ginzo that he can check, hopefully to find health there. But afterwards, there's not a lot that's directly on his path to the end of the game. So he might be going into the final escape with that same 6 health, without having clean water for Poison Swim, and without having Bash for some of the more difficult rooms.
Yeah, and worth noting, like 6 HP without Bash or Stomp is like a text type swim. So Mattermonkey really should be, in my opinion, checking things here. Maybe just a knowledge thing on his part, maybe gambling on finding something here in Ginzo. I do not think we have found a health cell here yet in Ginzo, as Oshi is continuing to check a few pickups. No, Oshi is still on 7 health. Will open up this keystone door and drop down. Definitely showing signs here of not being quite comfortable with this level of HP in a final escape. We do see Mattermonkey now making a few checks here in Ginzo, but unfortunately so far from what we've seen on Oshi's side, none of it is going to be paying off for him. Will be interesting to see whether or not he continues to dig elsewhere or up in Ginzo, and how much time that's going to cost him, as well as Oshi, what his comfort level is. Looks like he is going to be continuing up Ginzo, actually. He is looking for a little bit more health or perhaps another skill in order to be able to make things a little bit safer in a final escape. Again, this escape is not easy.
Yeah, he did find 1 health and immediately circled, noting that he has a little bit more, but he still wants 1, maybe 2. We'll see how much he looks to grab before he makes his way to the final escape, with as much health or as little health as he decides is fit.
Yeah, it looks like the time separation is hovering a little bit closer to 2 minutes. It will depend here on the decision that Mattermonkey makes and what Oshi makes, whether or not Oshi decides to continue heading up to check a few extra things in Ginzo. Only getting a map stone here so far. There is another health cell. Very important. Looks like he wants to save it. He is down to 1 HP. Doesn't get this charge jump. He does. And he will altar and save that. So we do know that some HP is here in Upper Ginzo. We'll see whether or not Oshi considers that to be enough. Mattermonkey definitely in a precarious position here in all likelihood, I would imagine, going to be heading up Ginzo as well. We do see Oshi teleporting back to Swamp as Mattermonkey, no! He altars, checks the 1 pickup, and goes.
And he did skip in the room right before the bash tree. There was a keystone that had health on it, a little bit out of the way. Oshi went and grabbed it. Matter did not. So he has been skipping pickups all over the place, and he only has 6 health right now, as he looks to be following Oshi with 9 as they both go to the final escape.
Yeah, Oshi definitely in a more comfortable position here as far as health goes. Again, this final escape, nigh impossible for Mattermonkey on his current HP. Is going to have to do a little bit of digging somewhere to find at least 1 more. I think he feels behind, hence that altar. Figured, you know what, I'm going to check some pickups on the way, hopefully find a health cell on the way to Horror Fields, and so far not paying off, as we can see on Oshi's side. This is 7 experience on this map stone. Oshi's stomping down the green wall from the right side, setting up for a grenade jump. Very tight with the elemental wanting to shoot you off of it. Does take a hit, sets it back up again, but timing was a bit off. Does take another hit from the elemental, and a quick death. Has decided he's had enough of it, gonna kill the thing, and then set up for the grenade jump afterwards. Mattermonkey circling that keystone in frustration, knowing that he needs more HP, as Oshi grenade jumps into the Baneling of Doom and gets reset back. He's going to have to do that grenade jump again. In terms of actual positioning, Mattermonkey is caught up to Oshi, but does not have the HP necessary to be able to make the final escape. Now taking a lead, also dodging this Frankie, placing a save. Very smart from Mattermonkey, knows that a Baneling is here ready to make him completely miserable as Oshi takes a hit off with the Frankie. Baneling dancing around, Oshi charge jumping over it, and he's safe for now. We'll set up for the grenade jump to the horror door, but it is going to be Mattermonkey that enters the final dungeon first by mere seconds.
Yeah, Matter is showing that he is very comfortable on low health, being able to survive. Still, only 6 health is incredibly, impossibly difficult for this final escape. He might attempt it. It'd be great to see, especially if he does manage to get it, but oh boy, oh man, would that be so hard.
Yeah, it's that final swim for Mattermonkey. Like, he can technically do the rest of this escape damageless, but the poison water at the end there is going to be the real bane for him. If he gets a health cell here, like, at all, we haven't seen a check from Oshi. He took it. It's an ability cell. I don't know how close Mattermonkey is to Ultra Defense, as Matter's going to opt for Violence to kill this mini-boss, as is Oshi. Just 1 more pickup available for Mattermonkey to bail him out on the health front. Otherwise, he is going to be attempting task strats in the final escape or backing out for digging. He is circling his health frantically. He knows he needs this to be a health drop. Is it? It is wall jump.
Oh, that is definitely not health. That's very funny for us. Unfortunately for Matter, it does mean that he is going to have to continue to look for more health. Not going to attempt task strats. Immediately does find
one at the grenade. Is he going to go straight back for her? He did grab the TP.
Oshi also does go to the validation experience and also grabs wall jump. And
yep,
he is
Matter's going straight to horror. He knows. He knew he only needed 1 more HP. Oshi going to be activating the final escape at 40:02. Does have plenty of health in the pocket. Mattermonkey does not. Matter has killed the mini-boss. Does not have to worry about door warp. Eyes on the right side. As as Oshi is going to be starting the final escape. We'll keep an eye on the timer for when Mattermonkey starts it to give you a more exact timing differential. Again, 40:02 was the start time for Oshi, who begins the final escape. Floating off here to the right, does not have bash nade, does not have dash, has to move fairly quickly. That's about a 28-second difference on final escape start time between the two runners. Oshi charge jumping onto the friendly spikes here, does take a hit, does take two. He needs to reset.
Ooh.
He's going back to the front. The bird swooping down at very similar times for the runners. Oshi's lead has diminished significantly on that basis. Mattermonkey now on his heels. Oshi dodging the rock, falling down, wants to make him take a bit of damage and make this even more difficult. Mattermonkey cannot take damage anywhere en route to the final room. Oshi dies. Mattermonkey's in the lead, setting up for the grenade jump. Doesn't get it. Has one more opportunity. Very tight window as the trigger has activated for Kuro. Does get it on the second try. Mattermonkey is through the first phase. Very difficult second phase here. He needs to break this wall and then set up for another grenade jump with an elemental, wreaking havoc on his plans. He drops down and dies. Oshi, opportunity to take the lead. No, dies as well. They both reset to the start.
This is such a difficult final escape. Even with the health, even with all the skills they have, they do not have dash and they do not have dash. Two of what we consider the three power skills. And that is leading to them taking some deaths. Back and forth we go as both runners are now in this room. They both make it past the cutscene. And they're the furthest I think we've seen them. Neck and neck into this room.
Oshi trying to stomp down a micro ledge to give himself an opportunity to come back to that wall. Doesn't miss it. Has to go for the climb charge jump. Mattermonkey is through the elemental room. That is the tough part. Has stomp. Has 7 health. He is through the first fish. Dodges at the attack. Getting low on health. Has one more hit. Just makes it out of the swim. Has glide. He's en route. Oshi hot on his tail. Needs to get by the fish. And he's stuck.
Oh my god!
Mattermonkey setting up for the final grenade jump, just needs to get this, and he's got the win in the bag. Mattermonkey finding his position, sets it up and gets it. Mattermonkey with the win.
What an end to this amazing, amazing race. Neck and neck, just Oshi barely taking a death at the last second, and Mattermonkey will finish this race. Oh my god, Shafe, that was incredible.
That is, I think, the closest race that we have had heading into the final escape so far in this tournament, and despite the extra health advantage from Oshi, the execution from Mattermonkey on the grenade jumps on only 7 HP, making it out of the swim with 1 left as Oshi dies again on that last hit from the fish. Incredible execution from Mattermonkey, sealing out the win, surviving in the lower bracket, finishing with a time of 43:07. Massive performance. Clutch execution by Matter.
Yeah,
Holy!
No kidding. That was, I can still feel my heart just beating out of my chest. Even as we've gotten a little bit of a breather as Matter watches a cutscene. And Oshi is unfortunately having a little bit more trouble, once with that fish swim, and again with this very difficult elemental room, showing just how very, very hard these strats that both he and Matter have been able to pull off actually are.
Yeah, like, he's got the extra HP, he's got 9 hit points compared to Matter 7, but the thing is that so much damage can just get you in the early stages here of this final escape. These rocks, I don't even know how much they do. Lava is pretty much an instant reset if you hit it. You only have an opportunity to make this attempt on this grenade jump twice. So if you whiff it, you got to drop back, as you see Oshi doing here. Then he's got to wait. If he misses it again, Kuro comes and kills him. Does get it on the second one. Stomps down this floor. Does not have charge flame to make his life easier to break this wall. Again, going for that micro ledge. I like that Oshi has that climb button like immediately on the forefront of his mind, so that if he doesn't hit the micro ledge, he can just grab onto the wall immediately. Let's see what Oshi does here in the swim now. Does successfully avoid the first fish, needs to get past the second one, which has been giving him problems. Does so now, just has to float past the spawn trigger for Kuro here in the final room. Has all the time in the world now to set up for the final grenade jump. Just needs to climb charge jump off of this wall, avoids somehow the damage from the falling rock, and gets that final G jump. First try. What a finish from these runners. absolutely incredible performance from both of them. Round of applause, please, in chat as we have Mattermonkey. You started this final escape about 28 seconds behind Oshi. And then your grenade jumps, my friend, they came on clutch. You nailed it. You had 1 HP coming out of the swim. You're going to beat Oshi by just about 2.5 minutes and survive. How do you feel, man?
I'm so happy with how I played that seed. I feel like I've been restreamed 3 times in this tournament. The first 2 times I made some pretty glaring mistakes. This time though, it went pretty well.
Yeah, your grenade jumps are on point. Your routing was solid. You had go mode when you recognized it, and you were playing aggressive throughout that entire last segment as you were heading into Ginzo, and you were skipping a bunch of checks. You were frantically circling your HP. You knew you needed one more. You ended up not getting bailed out in Horu. What was your mental state when you found wall jump on the validation XP and you knew you had to go dig elsewhere?
Well, it's always nice to have more skills, but in this particular situation, it really wasn't what I needed. I wasn't sure if the swim was actually possible. I know you can do it in 5 with the ability to bash the fish, but without bash, you'd need more. I wasn't sure if 6 was sufficient, and when I got 7, I also kind of wasn't sure. But I thought, might as well give it a try. It seems likely, at least.
Yeah, according to our resident expert Rin, 6 HP is basically TAS only with the skill set. So it's good that you doubled back for a 7th HP, that's for sure. Oshi, welcome on into the broadcast booth, man. Unfortunately, your tournament is done, but a very close race, a very exciting race to close this out here. You were only a couple minutes behind Mattermonkey in the end. You actually had a 28-second lead heading into the final escape. And it came down to execution, but how did you feel overall about your performance in this race? Yeah.
I had 2 very stupid flubs. The very beginning, R before getting signed, and then I knew Rin was trucking me, and I found Glide, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna spam Alt T for Rin," and then I accidentally hit Alt R, which is why I left Grotto.
Amazing.
That's amazing, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, the seed went well. The fish were big bullies in the end. I got everything else pretty easily in the final escape. It was just those fish.
Turtle, you got anything, man?
Yeah. Something that I'd like to pick both runners' brains about. When going into the early game of the seed, you guys only had charge jump for quite a while, but had a lot of different teleporters. What were you thinking in order to find progression with so many different areas of the map with so few skills? Oshi, let's start with you.
Yeah, so we got Grotto TP pretty early, but we also got a second Keystone, out of logic, in near the BRB teleporter. And so I went to left blades instead of Grotto because I could check more things in left blades, and also because, for all I know, Grotto's progression could just be a second Keystone.
Good points. Matter, do you have any thoughts on the early game?
Well, I knew that the left side teleporters, with only what we had then, didn't really open up any pickups. Or at least I don't think they do. But that still left basically everywhere on the right side to check. And it's always scary when that happens. But I just did Grotto since it was dense, and it gave me enough skills that I didn't really need to scour the whole right side. In fact, I never went to Swamp Loop or even the main Grove room until right at the end. So it's just pretty convenient, I guess.
Thank you. Back to you, Shafe. Any more questions?
All right, I believe that will do it. Again, GG to both of you. Sorry to see you go, Oshi and Matter. Good luck on your next match. You're going to be facing one of 3 people, either Banish or Trojan. The loser of that match is going to drop down to face what is going to determine your opponent, as they are going to battle Gimmitch, and then so you got to wait for that one, and that'll be upcoming in the near future. Speaking of near future matchups, we do have one more for you coming on Speed Gaming 2 right here on this channel in 1 hour's time. It is going to be Grumilios versus Avenged Ruler. Tomorrow we have Tritonite versus J-Mall at noon. These times are all in Eastern, by the way, EDT. So Tritonite versus J-Mall at noon. Rin versus Wesper at 2. Trojan versus Banish, that aforementioned match happening at 4 o'clock. And then Sunday we got a couple matches lined up for you. Romulus versus OG and myself versus Sloters 27. That match rescheduled from yesterday due to internet issues on Sloters' side. I want to thank everybody that's been helping out for the entire tournament behind the scenes, including trucking on this match to Kill and Rin. Thank you very much. The restreamer Apple, and of course Turtle, my lovely friend, my
Yeah, and thank you too, Shafe.
All right, we'll see you again soon for more Ori Rando in about an hour right here on Speed Gaming 2.
Until then, goodbye.